Hello everyone, a warm welcome to one and all. This video is in continuation to the atomic structure which we were doing in our previous videos. Today we are going to look for more concepts in the atomic structure. So let's start it. First we are going to discuss the electronic configuration. The systematic distribution or arrangement. So what is the systematic distribution or arrangement of electrons in various orbits or shells around the nucleus of an atom is called electronic configuration. Children, for anything we require a systematic distribution. So the systematic distribution or the arrangement of electrons in the various shells or orbits. I hope you remember what were the shells and the orbits. The electrons revolve in a definite path which is the orbits or shells. So the arrangement of electrons in those shells or orbits in a systematic manner around the nucleus of an atom, because you know that Bohr's model of atom states that the nucleus is the central positively charged particle where around which the shells or the orbits in which the electrons revolve. So the systematic arrangement of electrons in the various orbits or shells around the nucleus of an atom is known as electronic configuration. So let me give you a brief. So when I will going to place the electrons in these shells in a systematic manner, we will going to know what is that systematic manner in the coming few lectures. So that is known as the electronic configuration. The maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in a given shell or orbit is 2n square. So the accommodation of electrons in any shell. So what are the number of shells we have? Suppose this is the nucleus. These are the shells in which the electron will revolve. This is the shell number 1, this is the shell number 2, this is the shell number 3, and this is the shell number 4. So the innermost shell is known as, this shell is known as K shell. This shell, the second shell is known as the L shell. While the third shell is known as M shell and the fourth shell is known as N shell. Yes. Now the replacement or the placement or the position of electrons in these shells could be decided by a formula known as 2n square rule, where n represents the number of shells. So let's see. When we are talking about the K shell, means it is the first shell, n equals to 1. So when we are going to place this formula, substitute the value of n as 1 in this given formula, so we will be getting 1 square, which is 2 into 1, and hence the maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in the K shell are 2. So only 2 is the maximum unit of number that can be of electrons that can be accommodated in the first shell, this shell. Not more than 2 can be accommodated in K shell. Second we have is the L shell. In which the number of n is 2, means 2 into 2 to the power square which is 2 into 4, and hence it's give us 8. Means the L shell can accommodate 8 number of electrons. Means 8 is the maximum value that can be accommodated in L shell. M shell means where n equals to 3, means 2 into 3 to the power square means 2 into 9, and it will give you at last 18. So the maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in M shell is 18. Okay, so not more than 18 electrons could be accommodated in M shell. Then N shell will be, if you will calculate, it will come equals to 32. So the maximum number will be 32. So I hope you all have understood what is the 2n square rule and how we are going to place the electrons in different shells. Okay, we are taking the example of sodium. Sodium, the chemical symbol is Na, and the atomic number, which we are going to discuss further on, is 11. So the electronic configuration will be 2 C K L M N. So the maximum number of electrons can be accommodated in K shell is 2. Now 11 minus 2, we are left with 9. The maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in L are 8. Yes, we have find out. So 8. Now 8 plus 2 is 10 and the atomic number is 11. Children, the atomic number you have to learn it. So as soon we will come on to that, I will tell you. So 28 means 10 and this is 11. So 11 minus 10 is 1. So 1 electron will be left in this shell. Okay, let's take another example of chlorine, which is Cl. Atomic number is 17. Means K, the maximum number would be 2. L, the maximum number would be 8. 2 plus 8 equals to 10. 17 minus 10 is 7. We are left with 7 and the maximum number can M accommodate is 18. So 7 will be in M. So this is how we are going to do the electronic configuration. So I hope you all have understood what do we mean by electronic configuration. So this is for you all for practicing. So you can practice the concept which we have just learned by this homework sheet. So you can practice in which hydrogen, silicon, magnesium, oxygen, calcium, the atomic numbers are given in front of them, like hydrogen atomic number is 1, silicon 14, magnesium 12, oxygen 8, calcium 20. You have to just place them according to the K, L, M, N shells, how you will be accommodating it according the 2n square rule. So now this, I hope you all have understood what I mean by electronic configuration and how we are going to do the electronic configuration. Yes, so let's take one more example of helium. The atomic number is 2. So how you are going to place it? We can place maximum number of electrons 2. Now this is the electronic configuration is done because the atomic number itself is 2. Children, atomic number basically is equals to the number of protons and number of electrons. So we'll come to it further on. So this is for you all as a part of practice. So make sure you'll do this. So let's read. The main rules suggested by them are known as Bohr-Bury rules. So these rules are known as Bohr-Bury rules. The first is the maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in a given shell or orbit is 2n square, where n is the number of energy shells. Energy shells means basically the orbits or the shells in which electrons revolve. The maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in the outermost or valence shell is 8, except for the K shell if it is the outermost shell, as it can hold only maximum number of 2 electrons. Okay, so all the shells like L, M, N can has the maximum number of 8 electrons, but in spite of K, which has the maximum value as 2, like in the case of helium, which I have just shown you, that it consists of 2 electrons in its outermost or K shell. K shell is its outermost shell or valence shell. So the shell just before the valence shell can hold only a maximum of 18 electrons. So this is what we mean by the electronic configuration. Now let's move to the valencies. So let's discuss what is valency. Valency can be defined as the combining capacity of the atom of an element with other atom or elements. So it is the ability of combining of an atom to a different atom. Yes, you all know that in chemistry we learn about chemical reactions. So all these chemical reactions are basically based on the valency value. So second definition is the number of electrons which are to be gained or lose in order to get the stable electronic configuration. So valency indirectly means the number of electrons which are to be gained or lose in order to get the stable electronic configuration. What is the stable electronic configuration? When you have the number of 8 or 2 electrons, means number of 8 electrons in the outermost shell or in the valence shell, that is known as the stable electronic configuration. Means in case of neon, it has 2, 8, means the atomic number 10. So the maximum the valence electrons in the valence shell is 8. So it is a stable compound or a stable element, sorry. So it is an stable element which is neon. So what is valency? It is the number of electrons which are to be gained or lose in order to get the stable electronic configuration. मतलब ये इलेक्ट्रॉन्स की वो संख्या है जो एक एटम या तो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स को गेन करे या लॉस करे स्टेबल इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन पाने के लिए. और व्हाट इज़ स्टेबल इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन? मतलब जिस एटम के आउटर मोस्ट शेल में 8 नंबर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स होंगे, उन एटम्स को हम स्टेबल एलिमेंट्स कहते हैं या एटम्स कहते हैं. इसी प्रकार अगर कोई भी कंपाउंड वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन्स में 8 नंबर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स पूरे कर लेता है तो उसकी स्टेबल इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन पूरी हो जाती है. तो उस नीड को जो टर्म पूरा करती है उसे हम वैलेंसी कहते हैं. नाउ बेस्ड ऑन वैलेंसी एलिमेंट्स आर मोनोवैलेंट, डाइवैलेंट, ट्राइवैलेंट एंड टेट्रावैलेंट. मीन्स चिल्ड्रन, मोनो मीन्स वन, mono means 1, divalent means di means 2, tri means 3 and tetra means 4. This is 1. Okay, mono means 1, di means 2, tri means 3, tetra means 4. Means the elements with one valency are known as monovalent. Means they have only one electron in their outermost shell to either gain or to lose in order to get the stable electronic configuration. Example: sodium, potassium, hydrogen, chlorine. Okay, divalent means elements which have two valencies, means two valence electrons in their outermost shell to donate or to gain in order to get the stable electronic configuration. Example: oxygen, calcium and magnesium. Trivalent elements with 3 valency. Example: nitrogen and aluminium. Tetra means 4. Valent means valency. means elements with 4 valency are tetravalent, example carbon. Now there are some elements which also have the variable valency, means जिन एलिमेंट्स के पास एक या एक से ज़्यादा वैलेंसी होंगी उनको हम कहते हैं वेरिएबल वैलेंसी. जैसे द एलिमेंट्स एग्जिबिट वन और मोर देन वन वैलेंसी as their atoms have different combining capacities while forming compounds or molecules. Means if they have more than one valency means more than one combining capacities to form the compounds or molecules in order to get the stable electronic configuration, so they are said to be have the variable valency. Like copper first and copper second. Children, this is denoted by these signs only: copper 1, copper 2, which is known as cuprous, cupric, which is written over here. Iron denoted by Fe, the chemical symbol is Fe. Fe second, Fe3, which is ferrous and ferric. Silver Ag1, Ag2 means agentus and argentic. Okay. So I hope you all have understood what is variable valency. जिन एलिमेंट्स के पास एक या एक से ज़्यादा वैलेंसीज होती हैं, मतलब उनके पास एक से ज़्यादा नंबर, एक या दो से ज़्यादा नंबर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स उनके आउटर मोस्ट शेल में होते हैं, जिससे वो डोनेट कर कर अलग अलग प्रकार के कंपाउंड्स या मॉलिक्यूल्स बना सकते हैं, उन कंपाउंड्स को हम क्या कहते हैं या उन एलिमेंट्स को हम कहते हैं वेरिएबल वैलेंसी. Those atoms or elements are said to have the variable valency. Now let's move to a very interesting topic. By how way or what is the method we can classify an element, compound or anything to be metal, non-metal or metalloid, or it is a noble gas. So let's see. If the atom or an element consist of 1, 2 or 3 atoms, 1, 2 or 3 electrons in its valence shell, then they are termed as metals. Example, sodium, potassium have 1 electron in their outermost shell, hence they are metal. Magnesium, calcium has 2 electrons in its outermost shell, hence they are metal. And aluminium has 3 electrons in its valence shell, so it is also a metal. So the elements which have the 1, 2 or 3 electrons in their outermost shell, they are termed as metals. Fourth one, if a compound or if an atom has 4 electrons in its outermost shell, then they are referred as metalloid. Means they could be act as a non-metal and they could be act as a metal. For example, silicon and carbon. Fifth, sixth and seventh. If an atom consists of 5, 6, 7 electrons in its outermost shell, then they are referred as non-metal. Like nitrogen having 5 electrons in its valence shell, sulfur and oxygen having 6 valence electrons, while chlorine has 7 electrons in its outermost shells. So these all are non-metals. Eighth, an atom have the 8 electrons in its valence shell, so it has reached to the stable electronic configuration. Yes, so these are termed as noble gas or inert gas. These elements do not react with other because they are stable in nature. Why the chemical reaction took place? Because each and everything in this world needs to be stable. Similarly, the elements or atoms. So the elements, in order to be stable, they react with another elements and make a stable compound. So these such type of elements are stable in their origin only. So they do not need to be combined with another atoms or react with other elements. So the atoms which have the 8 number of valence electrons, so they are referred as noble gas or inert gas. Example, neon, or argon. So, if one has if 1, 2, 3, then it is a metal. If the valence electrons are 4, then it is a metalloid, and if the valence electrons are 5, 6, 7, then they are non-metal, and if 8, they are noble gas or inert gas. Let us come to a part how to calculate valency. So, what is the method by which we can calculate valency? Children, for metals and metalloids means the elements having or the atoms having 1, 2, 3, 4 electrons in their outermost shell will have the same valency as their valence electrons. Means, let us take an example of sodium. It has one valence electron. It has one valence electrons, mean one electron in its outermost shell. Then it is termed as metal, while its valency is also 1. Aluminium, which has 3 electrons in its outermost shell, and hence its valency is 3. So, we can define a metal in such a way that the elements which have the valency 1, 2 or 3 are also termed as metals, because the valency of those metals, the valency of metals is equal to the number of electrons in the valence shell, while metalloid is in the same group, means the valence electrons are equal to the valency, like 4. For an example, carbon and silicon, which have the valence electrons 4, and hence their valency is also 4. So, for metals and metalloids, valency equals to the number of electrons in valence shell, like valency of sodium is 1 because it has 1 electron in its valence shell. Magnesium, the valency of magnesium is 2 because the valence electrons are also 2. The valency of aluminum is 3 because the number of electrons in the valence shell are 3, and similarly the carbon equals to 4. For non-metals, we are going to calculate by minusing everything from 8, like 5, 6, 7. If we are going to minus 5 by 8, it will give you 3. 8 minus 6 equals to 2, and 8 minus 7 equals to 1. So, it will give you the valency of the non-metals, like for example, nitrogen with the valency 5 will have the valency 3. 8 minus 5 equals to 3, while chlorine have the 7 electrons in its outermost shell, means we will be going to minus 7 from 8. So, we will be getting 1 as the valency. So, like valency of chlorine is 8 minus 7 equals to 1. So, children, that is it for today. So, in next video we are going to discuss the more different topics regarding the atomic structure. So, thank you for time being.